in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV India, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with a new topic. But today we are inviting you to attend the launch of Leadership Series. Today is a very special day for media conference with Lal Goyal and Global TV. Today we are formally launching 2 TV shows in Leadership Series. Both the TV episodes are presenting role models, achievers and passionate visionaries for the purpose of inspiring youngsters and the young in the mind. One program is in English and the other one in Hindi. The English series, known as Unique Interactions with Tom Sharrock. English episodes are released on Global TV platform every Saturday at 4 p.m. IST. This program is designed and conducted by Mr. Tom Sharrock, who is a passionate communicator. Mr. Tom is based at Muscat, Oman, and himself a leader in many areas. Mr. Tom has taken up this being a social responsibility, pleasant engagement. The other episode, that is Hindi episodes, are conducted by myself, Lal Goyal. The program is in Hindi known as Kal Aaj aur Kal Lal Goyal Ke Sang. This is an everyday live program on Global TV, V4 News, V4 Stream, News Gaon Se and Samvad Sarokar News at 4:30 p.m. IST. When we talk about leadership, we have to understand about the leader. A leader is someone who can see how things can be improved and who rallies people to move towards that better vision. Leaders can work toward making their vision a reality while putting people first. Just being able to motivate people is not enough. Leaders need to be empathetic and connect with people to be successful. I personally feel that to connect the leaders with youth, these 2 series in Hindi and English will be a milestone in the history of media. The term media describes the various ways through which we communicate in society. These 2 leadership series will definitely play an important role in communicating the leader's vision to the masses, especially youth. Today, when world is in the grip of pandemic, these 2 series will definitely play an important role in inspiring the youth by viewing the achievements and leadership quality of the role models. My experience in media conference with Lal Goyal of more than 15 months is that people want to know the views and vision of the achievers. They are fed up with tu me media. I am sure you all will give similar or more love and affection to these 2 new series as you have given to media conference with Lal Goyal. I want to put on records my sincere appreciation to Mr. N.V. Pauls, Chairman Global TV, who is the brain behind all these series. Now, we have to launch this leadership series, and I would like to invite the chief guest of today's program. He is Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose IAS. Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose IAS is one-man expert commission on labor to prepare an action plan for the welfare and development of the workforce in the context of COVID-19. He is also the principal advisor, Government of India Heritage Project. He was former head of disaster management, Government of India, and Central Draft Relief Commissioner, Government of India. He was the Vice Chancellor of National Museum, University of Delhi. He has authored 40 books in English, Malayalam, and Hindi, including novels, short stories, and essays. 4 of his books have become bestsellers. 4 books on Vastu and architecture and 1 book on housing received prestigious the Sharjah International Book Fair Award. Dr. Bose is an housing expert, innovator, writer, orator, and visionary. The path-breaking institutions set up by him, such as Nirmiti Kendra, Building Center, District Tourism Council, and Habitat Alliance, have been replicated at the state, national, and global level. He was the head of the prestigious Supreme Court Committee on the Treasures of Sri Padmavaswamy Temple. Dr. Bose addressed United Nations General Assembly and specialized sessions 5 times on various international issues. Dr. Bose is a recipient of 31 national and international awards, including United Nations Global Best Practice Award. He also received prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru Fellowship. Kerala government termed him Lord of Ideas. Former Prime Minister Mr. Manmohan Singh called him inspired civil servant, and our Honorable Prime Minister Mr. Modi called him Man of Ideas. Welcome Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose on our show. Dr. Bose, today you are the chief guest, and you being associated with a media conference with Lal Goyal for almost a year now. Every week you are coming and giving your views. So I think that you are the best person to launch our program and two series which we are launching. One is in English and one is in Hindi. So Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose to inaugurate the formal launch of leadership series. Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, please.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal. Thank you, Mr. Paul. This is a landmark event which is being launched here today in the presence of the distinguished panelists. Well, about the media conference itself, some cynic has defined conference is a group of persons who individually can do nothing, but collectively can sit together and decide that nothing can be done. But media conference with Lal Goyal has been an exception to this. This I can say with honest sentiments because I have been a participant in this series for a quite long time. Now, who is leader? I don't want to give a definition, textbookish definition of this. I think a leader is one who knows the way, who shows the way, who goes the way. He should be able to distinguish between the difference between what you think you are, what others think you are, and what you really are. There is a hiatus among these three. A leader is one who is able to know this basic difference in perception and in reality. What are the qualities of a leader? Again, I don't want to give a textbook definition of this. Mr. Goyal has said during his presentation that a leader should have vision. Yes, I think vision and action are equally important. If you have vision without action, there is no result. If there is action without vision, it can be counterproductive. Before anybody sets out for any venture, everything is born twice. First in your mind and then in the field. That is why Milton says, the mind can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. Yes, vision precedes action. Look at the great masters. Before Shakespeare dipped his pen in ink, he had a vision of what Macbeth or Othello, or as we like it, or any of his great dramas are. And before Michelangelo dipped his brush in paint, he had a vision of what the day of the judgment should be, which is depicted on the Sistine Chapel. Any revolution, take it, the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the October Revolution, or the greatest of the great revolutions, the bloodless revolution, India's freedom struggle. Everything began as a result of a vision of somebody or a group of persons. Yes, before, any great leader launches any scheme, any project, before it catches the attention of the people, there is a vision behind it. Yes, vision should precede action. Even God had a vision before he created the universe. In the Bible, it is said, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Yes, in the beginning, there was a vision of God. When God said, let there be light, light there was. Before light was born, God had a vision of what light should be. Now, action without vision can be counterproductive. We all know the great Gurkha regiment of the British Army. Very reputed regiment. Recently, it was disbanded for political and financial reasons. See, they had a benchmark First obey and then complain. Anything will there be implicit obedience from the Gurkha regiment. Once during the World War, the British commandant told the Gurkha chief, tomorrow you and your people will have to jump from a height of 6,000 feet from the air. Then for the first time, the Gurkha chief asked a counter question. Can the height be reduced to 3,000 feet? Surprised, the British commandant asked him, what difference does it make? You're jumping from a parachute. With a demure smile, the Gurkha chief said, oh, I didn't know that there will be a parachute. That is action without vision, implicit obedience. That also has got a niche in the management theory and practice. Now, there are people who question even the greatest of great visions, God's own vision in creating the universe. I remember in my school, we had the aspirants with us. Aspirants are those who are studying for priesthood. In the local school, they also study with us. Most of them are very docile, very obedient, very quiet and calm persons. But we had one or two aspirants with us who are very boisterous, very defiant and rebellious. Father William, the Father Superior, he will lecture to them. Every instance he will say, this justifies the ways of God to man. So anything and everything he will say, whatever God does is justified. One of these naughty aspirants, he asked Father William, Father Superior, you mean to say everything that God does is justified? Yes. Look at the sparrow, yes. The sparrow needs only 1 or 2 grains for its food, yes. But God has given it wings so that it can fly anywhere and amass any amount of grain. Yes. Look at the cow. Yes. The cow needs a lot of food, yes. But God has not given wings to the cow. How will you justify this? Father Superior, Father William, was floored. He didn't have an answer. In the evening, Father William went for his usual evening walk with the aspirants also trailing behind him. At that time, a crow flew over them. And as crows are notorious, they did something which spoiled the dress of the young aspirant, Father Tom. At that time, Father William asked Father Tom, now tell me, Father Tom, do you want God to give wings to the cow as well? Even in the most perfect vision of God, there are skeptics and ascetics. There are people who doubt the wisdom of the vision. Therefore, I would say that the mind is important. Mind, which is the hub of vision, as Mr. Goyal himself said. Yes, vision is important. For a leader, according to me, a perfect leader is one who combines perfectly vision with action. The mind is its own place and can make in itself a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. That is why Browning says, grow old along with me. The best is yet to be. There is nothing called a perfect management science or art. We have to pursue to perfection is what a leader should do. Attainment of perfection is not his right. The pursuit itself is the exciting thing. The pursuit itself is a central point of success in management. And now, what should a manager do? Goyal himself said, a manager's duty is to see that everyone is brought together. Yes, he should be able to reconcile opposites. That's very important. In fact, he should be able to see the relation between the part and the whole in any organization. There was in a farmhouse, the husband and wife, the farmer and his wife, they decided to buy a rat trap because there was a rat on the attic. The rats got scared. The rat went and told the hen, see, they are plotting to buy a rat trap. The hen said, none of my business. If a rat trap is there, that's your business. You take care. Then the rat went to the cow and said, there is this danger of a rat trap coming into this house. The cow also said, that's not my job. That's your concern. That night, a snake, a cobra, happened to fall in the rat trap. The farmer's wife went to see, thinking it's a rat which has fallen, but she was bitten by the cobra. Naturally, the doctor was rushed in, the village doctor. He came, a lot of visitors came, and to feed the visitors, the hen was killed to prepare chicken. Then it took a long time for her to undergo treatment. So he had to sell the cow to the butcher to make money for the treatment. So the cow is also gone. The only survivor in that house is a rat. So you may feel that it is not my concern, but a manager with vision, a leader with vision, he will be able to see what others do not see. He will be able to hear what others do not hear. He should be able to listen to the sound of silence. A manager should be able to listen to the sound of silence. And that mere sight is not enough. Insight is more important for a leader. Insight. In Badrinath, Kedarnath temple, during season, a lot of visitors come. Hauling is done by the donkeys. Once when the head count was taken, one donkey was missing. There is sort of a muff which is around the temple, living with the pittance which others give him. He is not credited with any level of intelligence. Those who searched for the missing donkey, they thought that they can have some fun at the expense of this muff. He asked, okay, we could not raise the donkey. You will be able to do that. He said, okay, I can. After half an hour, this muff comes with the donkey. They asked all the leaders or the managers, how did you do that? He said, simple. I don't have much intelligence. I'm a muff. I thought like a donkey. So I could know what a donkey will want to do at this time. The donkey had gone to drink some water. So I traced it and got the donkey from there. So therefore, sight is not enough, insight. A good leader should be insightful, and that is very important. Now, when we come to the management in government, I think that is perhaps an area where I have some experience for the last 45 years. What is the type of management in government? In government, procedure is more important than the performance. You need not produce results. Provided you go through the procedure, you are a good civil servant. In fact, I remember I was principal secretary to the Chief Minister of State, Kerala. The Chief Minister was very keen that we should do something which is momentous, something which is memorable, something which is a landmark event for the tribal community as part of that project. So being his principal secretary, I called all the other secretaries and the collectors and the chief engineers. So many suggestions came. There was a young sub-collector with me. She's from Punjab. She said, sir, the best thing that can be done for the tribals is to hold a beauty contest among the tribal women. So many such suggestions came. The chief engineer said, sir, we should build a bridge over the river for the tribals because the tribals have to collect minor forest produce and bring it to the local market. Now, they have to swim across a turbulent river, especially in the hot sun. So if a bridge is built across this river, that will be a very useful project for the tribals. So everyone agreed. The bridge was sanctioned, 10 crores was the outlay. Then as it normally happens in PWD, when the bridge was constructed, 30 crores was spent. The day of the inauguration came. The chief minister is there, the ministers are there, Panchayat member, MLA, MP, everybody is there. Media is there, the visual media. Goyal's and Paul's team were there. Somebody asked, this bridge is meant for the tribals, but we did not see the tribal chief here. Everyone knew tomorrow that is going to be the banner headline. So I, being the secretary, I looked at the collector. The collector looked sharp at the Tahsildar. The Tahsildar looked darts at the village officer. The village officer went and got the tribal chief to equip him for the occasion, that is for the visual media. He was given a tunic and a wand was also given. The tribal chief looked like Ben-Hur stepping up from the annals of the Bible. The visual media asked him, "Tribal chief, this bridge is meant for the tribals. Do you like this bridge?" The tribal chief, "Yes, very much." "Why do you like it so much?" In a simple way, he said, "See, before this bridge was built, we tribals had to swim across a turbulent river in the hot sun. Now that the bridge is there, we can swim under the shade of the bridge." So this is a type of development, type of management, type of leadership, which you get in government service. Performance is not important. Procedure is more important than the performance. That is why when this nation is going to celebrate the 75th anniversary of its independence, we still have so many tribal bridges across this land. Management has got so many dimensions, which is dependent on the basic objective of management. Yes, there are certain things which people expect government to do. It is not enough. Alibi for inaction is not enough. People want action, not an alibi for inaction. People want the managers and government public administrators to come up to their expectation and deliver. There is a story. I happen to be a student in the IAS Academy in Missouri. Now I'm a teacher, I'm a fellow there. And the Indian Military Academy is in Darat. There is a lot of goodwill and bonhomie between these two institutions. But when we get an opportunity, we start pulling each other's legs, which always happens, between Cambridge and Oxford, it is there. Everywhere it is there. So one dig, which is young cadets speak about us, give to us in the IAS is that there is this tale which is very common or prevalent or popular among the military officers. That is about a stern IAS chief secretary. They say that the chief secretary went for an excursion, a takeoff for a day. He was driving his own car, and finally the car broke down deep inside a village. There was a farmhouse. The chief secretary was driving the car. He went to the farmhouse, knocked on the door, it was night, and asked the lady of the house, "This is what happened. Now I cannot reach the city. Would you permit me to stay in this house?" The lady said, "I have no objection. I'll be most happy. But one thing is that my husband is not here today." So he said, "Doesn't matter. I'm a chief secretary, dignified person." Okay. And see, there is only one bedroom here. That's okay. See, I'm a chief secretary, very dignified person. She said, "There is only one court here." That's okay. I'm a chief secretary, dignified person. So he was admitted. The night passed without any incident. The next day, the lady took him around and showed him her farmhouse and went to the poultry shed. And she said, "I have 10 roosters and 10 hens." Then the chief secretary said, "Why? Why 10 roosters for 10 hens? One rooster is enough." And she said, "Well, there is only one rooster. The other 9 are chief secretaries." So when people expect action, don't give an alibi for inaction. That is what is happening in the management in government. There is now a semblance of corporatization in government as well. I think this interface should be there. It is whether it is a public sector or the private sector. What the people need is a success sector. Therefore, a manager, the ultimate objective of a manager is to succeed, not at any cost. He has to succeed ethically and also in a steady manner. And when it comes to serving the people, of course, we have the corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility is not confined to that one particular project alone. Every manager should have a sense of responsibility to the people. See, I had a principal, a priest, Father Papias. Father Papias was a stickler for cleanliness. One day, he retired, naturally. Being a priest, he was sent to the church in Sagar, North India, Sagar Exarchate. on the way to the church, Father Papias saw a donkey lying dead on the road, usual sight in some cities in India. He, being a stickler for cleanliness, he rang up the municipal commissioner, a young IAS officer, and told him a donkey is lying dead on the road. Please make arrangements to bury it. This upstart IAS officer told the priest, burial of the dead is the duty of the priest, not to be undone by him or outwitted by this young upstart officer. Father Papias said, yes, burial of the dead is the duty of the priest. I will certainly make arrangements to bury the dead donkey. But before that, I thought I should inform its nearest relatives. That is why I called you. Yes, whenever it comes to social commitment, this is what we see around us. A manager should always have social commitment, and he should be able to instill the social commitment in the team around him. And as it is said, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. That, I think, is the sum total of quintessence of the success of management. In India, we have excellent managers. We have excellent professionals. There are professionals without professionalism. That, I think, is the curse of India. Some people said in some organizations, particularly the public sector, there is a number one and under him a few number 10s. I think we should be able to groom up the organization. That relationship building the next generation is very important in leadership qualities. A leader is certainly one who knows the way, who goes the way, who shows the way. And the success of an organization, the success of the leadership qualities of a manager or a leader depends on how he succeeds in coming together is beginning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. Whether as a leader, if you are able to bring the people together, keep them together, and make them work together, success is theirs. I am sure that the insightful comments which are going to come from the experts in this field will certainly lighten up today's discussion. And this is the beginning of a great initiative by the Global TV, particularly its chairman, Mr. Paul, and of course, its all in all, Mr. Goyal. Sure that many students will get motivated, many youth will certainly get motivated. As they say, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Let this be the first step of the journey of 1,000 miles. With all your permission, I'm glad to declare this as formally inaugurated. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, for inaugurating our two leadership series, and your wisdom, what you have given, the thoughts full of wisdom, will definitely things to be heard, viewed several times by the young generation. What you have told today, I'm sure this type of quality of a leader, if we will have, if the world will have, definitely lots of changes can come, as you have mentioned, and you have given all the details of the leader, what quality, with the examples. Few are very, very examples which one can think that it's a comedy, full of comedy, but they are very, very meaningful. And that is what a true leader quality is required. And that's why these new series which have come out is to showcase the quality of the leaders to the public at large, and especially the youth. And I'm sure with the launch of today's program, these two series, although these two series have already taken off informally for almost a month now, but the formally launching is today. So we are very, very thankful to you for inaugurating and launching our two leadership series. Thank you very much, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.